International, so international, international.
I'm,
As in,
I'm from Greensboro,
yeah.
North Carolina, studying in Edinburgh, Scotland. So it was really memorable when I got to meet my flatmates. There are 2 other international exchange students, but then the rest are kind of from the London area, and they kind of showed us the city on the first night, and we went to a pub, and I felt like I was really fitting in just on day one kind of thing. There are definitely some differences that I guess really show the American way versus perhaps the European way. Right. And one of those things is the assumptions that we have about other people, about strangers. Whereas Europeans are kind of, they have the assumption that they don't, that you shouldn't talk to them, that they won't like you kind of thing, unless they are already your friend. Here, before I was introduced to the meaning of the term, the word peak is very popular in England, and P-E-A-K, peak.
Peak.
And so they'll say it in a phrase, like they'll just say, that's peak. Peak means high point, so like that must be cool, right? Yeah. And peak does not mean that at all. It means the exact opposite. It means it's lame or like depressing or something. And the communication differences exist, and we have to get through them. And the best way to get through them is just to let them happen. And then when you realize that there's some kind of difference, then you just say, hey, this is what I think you meant.
I was born in America, North Carolina, right there in Chapel Hill. Probably the difference in the ways that people acclimated themselves to the British culture. They're a bit more crass in their humor. One that's really unspoken of with British culture versus American, number one, they don't know how to walk on the street. What was it? You look camp. There was just one sort of, like, their slang is different. Friend Jonah and calling him camp, which essentially means metrosexual. Sometimes I do the traditional laugh and nod, and mostly I wish that in a lot of those situations I hadn't and had actually asked.
I grew up in Dubai in the United Arab Emirates.
Okay.
I was in my English 105 class, and this boy that sat across from me was very, very, very anti-Muslim, and something I've grown up with Muslims my entire life, so I'm very used to them, and I'm very pro establishing them in a community where they're welcomed. And this guy told me that he did not trust me or respect me because I grew up around Muslims, and he knew this because I had my name in Arabic on a necklace. In Dubai, we all travel a lot because we're kind of really centrally located, and so over long weekends, we'd go to a different country. So I've been to a bunch of countries, and then when I'm here, people think I'm bragging about where I've been. My friends and I have this joke that we say, "I swear to Allah," because it's the same as "I swear to God." Yeah. And so we do that, and people get a lot of weird looks. Another thing is the correct pronunciation of Iran is Iran and not Iran. And I was talking to my teacher once, and I was we were talking about continental plates, and one of the plates is called the Iran plates, and I was trying to raise my hand and answer their question and say the Iran plate, and I said the Iran plate. She's like, "What?" And I thought she didn't hear me, so I kept saying Iran plate, and I realized she didn't know what I meant because I wasn't saying Iran plate. I wish people didn't hate Muslims.
Amen.
I wish that people weren't afraid of Arabic, like some people are, which is strange to me because it's just a language. And then I wish people knew how to pronounce things correctly, because Iran is how you say it.
Morocco in '97 as an infant, and I lived there for 5 years, moved to Uganda for 7, and then Kenya for 4, and then graduated high school in May 2014, and then moved to the States in June. But I was a little surprised at how prevalent racism was here. as someone that like grew up surrounded by Africans and like people of international, I wasn't like there was a lot of like ethnic tensions in Kenya with like tribalism and stuff like that, but that was not as systematic or as bad as like racism is here. So that was kind of like, holy shit, like this isn't just what I see on the news. It's like, not like, you know, American high schools are vastly different than international high schools, and so even just to have that like 4 years of being enculturated into like American society is like something I don't have. So a lot of the common ground that people I meet have, I don't necessarily have. It's not always a bad thing. In fact, I enjoy it most of the time. Yeah, I mean, it's happened a bunch of times. I think that the most like apparent one would be when I was like a kid and went to some like Hindu temple, and one of the Hindu symbols for peace resembles a swastika. It just has like dots in the middle, and it has little like flares at the end of the line. So I asked my teacher slash the priest why they had swastikas all over the temple, and he was not very happy with me, and I got in trouble. Even though it seems like a legitimate question.
Experience you have in the temple or otherwise?
I mean, I think that to do anything differently requires knowledge, cultural knowledge, and to expect that in every situation you find yourself in is
Not gonna happen.
I mean, yeah, it can't work, and that's why you have to learn before, and you gotta learn about the culture you're in before you can properly function in it. That's just how it always is.